This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel 1970-73 Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler YouTube channel.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to opening day of the 2022 season. Today, our first American League game. It is Fenway Park in Boston, the Detroit Tigers and the Boston Red Sox. Last year, just a quick recap. The Tigers, of course, went to the World Series, losing to the Mets. But it is the Boston Red Sox who had the #1 seed in the American League and inexplicably lost to the Tigers in the LCS. They were a much better team. Boston felt that they were the best team in the American League and should have gone to the series. Didn't play out that way. Another little tidbit is that the Red Sox and the Mets met in an interleague series a year ago, and the Red Sox swept the Mets 2 straight. So knowing that the Mets win the World Series has got to be a little heartbreaking for Boston, particularly in a year that they outmaneuvered the Orioles, and particularly in a year where their pitching staff was amazing last year, and which got them the #1 seed. Speaking of that pitching staff, they retooled a little bit of it. Sonny Siebert is still at the top, and Louis Tiant is still in there. But last year, Bill Lee was in the bullpen. He now moves up to the #2 starter, pitching on 3 days rest. And then they acquired Marty Patton in a trade with Milwaukee. Marty Patton's an intriguing player. Hopefully we'll see him pitch this year in a future game. In that he played for Milwaukee, Boston for a short time, and then Kansas City. And he did well in each spot. Makes you wonder why he was traded 3 times or moved to 3 teams. The Tigers in the offseason, we talked about during the draft, their weakness was the left side of the infield. They believe they've shored that up this time around with Ed Brinkman and Clete Boyer. They can definitely throw the leather around, and they got some pretty nice bats. Hopefully that means a trip back to the World Series. So here we are, Detroit at Boston, opening day. Our starters for the Tigers: #1 starter Joe Coleman, who was began last year as a #3 starter, but quickly ascended to the top of the rotation, out-pitching teammates Lolich and Denny McLain. Denny McLain is no longer here. He moved on in the offseason. Lolich is in the 2 spot. And for the Red Sox, it is Sonny Siebert. His fabulous 1971 card is still in play, a 16-game winner with a 2.91 ERA. Both Coleman's a starter 9 and Siebert's a starter 8. Let's get started from Fenway Park. Leading off, Dick Mcauliffe. 3-6 is a walk. The Tigers predictably don't have any base stealing on this team, as I kind of scroll through this really quickly. Well, they got a C stealer, and that is Gates Brown. Everybody else a D or knee. So Carlton Fisk's -3 arm will certainly not be tested at all during the series. Batting second, Jim Northrup. 49, double one off Siebert is a base hit, and the Tigers have something going on. Batting third, Al Kaline. 65, second C. Ground ball, slow roller, scores a run. Runner at first goes to second. It's 1-0 Tigers. Norm Cash. 1-7, single 1 of 13, lines out on a 15, and with 2 outs, it's Gates Brown. Let's take a look at the card. It's mandatory. Any Tiger viewing, you have to look at Gates Brown card at least once in the game. Might as well do it, get it out of the way here. His ridiculous 1971 card. I have no idea why they put the hits where the hits are, but Strat-O-Matic was having fun with this guy, and the Tigers were having a lot of fun with this guy. Runner at second, 2 outs. The pitch to Gates Brown. 2-9, triple, 1 of 13 is a 3-bagger. Wow, he had 3 triples and 195 at-bats. And that brings home another run. 2-0. Runner at third. And welcome new Tiger, Clete Boyer, who played for the Braves in 1970, and the Braves traded him in the offseason to make room for Darrell Evans. So Clete Boyer gets to go to the American League. 1-8 for Clete as a guy to center field. All right, for the Red Sox, leading off, Carl Yastrzemski again, because, well, they got nobody else better to lead off. Well, actually, they could lead off Tommy Harper, but they're batting him a second. Yastrzemski leads off as an ace stealer in 1970 with his ridiculous card. 2-11 is a grounder to first. New Red Sox, Tommy Harper. He have his 31 homers in the number 2 spot. 43, center X. And that's Stanley, a 185 in center field, makes the catch. And Carlton Fisk now batting third. 3-10 is a walk. With 2 outs, it's Reggie Smith. 45 off Coleman, skies the center. All right, we go to the second inning. It's John Stevenson, new platoon catcher with freehand against lefties. John Stevenson, 68, skies the center. Mickey Stanley, 3-10, grounds to short. And Ed Brinkman, the new shortstop. Hopefully his defense and ability to hit a little bit will save the Tigers from some grief. 49, single to 1, lines out. All right, it's Rico Petrucelli, now batting 5th this year because the 69 card is no longer. And he starts to resemble just an all-star caliber player, not a godlike player like he was last year. 65, short X. First defensive test for easy Ed Brinkman, who is a 2E24. Whoops, it's not a 5, it's a 2. 24, it makes the play. Tony Canigliaro, 1-5 is a base hit. Larry Stahl, 5-10 off Coleman as catcher's card. This is Stevenson's a 4-8. Pass ball, runner in the scoring position. For John Kennedy, 1-4 is a hit by pitch. 2 on, 2 outs for Mike Andrews. 48 is a walk. Coleman loads the bases with walks here. And with 2 outs, you don't want this. Carl Yastrzemski is the hitter. 56 off the Coleman card is a clean single in the center. That'll score you 1. John Kennedy. 12 runner, but it's against Stanley's -2 arm. He's going to hold at third and let Tommy Harper bat now with the bases loaded. In a 2-1 game. The pitch to Tommy Harper. 48 is another walk off of Joe Coleman. Losing control here in the second inning. And the Sox tied up. But the bases are still loaded. And trouble is still on the horizon with Carlton Fisk. The pitch to Carlson. 1-7. Let's take a look at Carlton Fisk's card of 1972. This is your American League Rookie of the Year, I believe. I thought he was. What a magnificent card. And he's a -3 arm. 1-7 is triple. 1-10 double. That is a 3-run triple into those crazy crooked bounces in the center field cattywampus stadium they have there. And suddenly it is now 5-2 Boston. Reggie Smith. 2-6 for Reggie. Let's take a look at Reggie. Hit his column. 2-6. Triple 1-7 is a single. Joe Coleman getting rocked here in the second inning, but it's opening day. We'll give him a chance to continue on. Petrucelli, they bat around. 1-6 is strikeout. 6-2 Boston in the third. Dick Mcauliffe. Short X. This is Petrucelli, a 3E24. Makes the play. Jim Northrup, 43. Left X. Harper in the left. He actually is good only in left. He can play a lot of positions, none particularly well, but left field he's a 2E8. This is his best spot. Does well with the monster, makes the catch. And with 2 outs, it's Al Kaline. 48 is a K. Sonny Siebert bears down after a rough first. Tony Canigliaro, 54, homer 1 double. The Red Sox picking up where they left off in the second inning. Larry Stahl, 48 is a K. John Kennedy, 55, base hit to left field. With 1 out, Canigliaro, 12 runner, is not going to challenge the arm. Runners in the corners with 1 out. We're going to play back for Mike Andrews. 55, Denton Coleman today. Base hit in the left field. Not the day you want. Kennedy holds second. And now we got to check for an early breakage. 10 hits in 3 innings. I'll call him broken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 hits and 4 walks will do it too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more will do it. One more will call him broken in a 7-2 game. And Yastrzemski's your batter. 57 is a K. That's the second out of the inning. Tommy Harper. 59 is another K. So, Coleman barely survives the standing 8 count there in the 3rd inning. It's 7-2 Boston. Norm Cash. 56. Base hit. Both pitchers, of course, have the 5-4 card, but the Red Sox have tagged it more frequently. Gates Brown, 410, pops the 3rd. Clete Boyer, 2-7, pops the 2nd. And Stevenson, 64, 3rd X. John Kennedy, 2E37. He can get to just about anything, but throwing to first base is a different story. He makes the play. Bottom of the 4th, if he puts 3 batters on, we'll call him broken. Carlton Fisk, 65, short X. This is Brinkman, 2E24. Oh, a cheap single off of Brinkman. That doesn't help Coleman at all. Now, if you're wondering about Boston's speed, we have C's and E's and C's and E's and D's. Just Yaz and Harper. The top 2 guys are A Steelers. Everybody else is a C, D, or E. So, Reggie Smith, 65, second C. Runner at second for Petrucelli. 3-6. Let's take a look at Rico Petrucelli's card. It's a step down from his magical 1969, but this is still an all-star, folks. So don't look past him anymore just because he's not doing what he did last year. It's a 261 card, 29 homers in 630 plate appearances. And that 3-6 homer 1-12 double is gone. 2-run blast for Rico, and the Red Sox are putting it to the Tigers. You got to think they're a little ticked off about how last season ended, and they like to knock Coleman out of the game with one more hit. Canigliaro, 37, double 1-9. It's a base hit. We're going to call him broken, but Coleman's going to try and just finish the inning broken to help his bullpen out. Larry Stahl, 48. Nope, doesn't work. It's a single because he's broken. Exactly what happens. I think batters hit like 500 on that first at-bat after you break the pitcher. They seem to always get that dot, and they just got it there. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Kennedy. 6-11, left X. This is Northrop, a 2E6 in left field. And that's a fly ball A. That'll be a sac fly. And with 2 outs now, Mike Andrews. Andrews, 1-9. Oh my goodness. Double 1-15 is a single. Runners on the corners with 2 outs for Carl Yastrzemski. 3-6 is a walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs. This is absolutely the final batter if he gets on or out, because I'm not going to put stats in the 5th inning for Coleman. He either gets the final out or he's going after 3 2/3 miserable innings. Bases loaded, 2 outs in a 10-2 game for Tommy Harper. 59 is a K. Mercy. 4 horrific innings for Coleman, potentially dampening his Cy Young hopes, as his ERA will be inflated a little bit this year. 5th inning now. Mickey Stanley for the Tigers. 63, bounces to first. Yaz is a 2E16. Makes the play. Ed Brinkman, 59, short X. This is Petrucelli, a 3E24 short. Makes the play. If you're wondering about first base for Boston, they also had George Scott, but he was part of that 3-team trade that got Marty Patton to Boston from Milwaukee. George Scott ended up on the Brewers. And frankly, George Scott as a 1 at first base when you have Yastrzemski's a little redundant. They could have put him at 3rd, but he's a 4. It just seemed to not... Wrong player at the wrong time. Dick Mcauliffe, 1-6. Homer 1 double. It's a double. Northrop 1-6. Grounds second. Bottom of the 5th, Tigers need a new guy. And in the 5th inning, they will turn to new addition Introducing the newest Tiger. His name is Bill Slayback. 1972 for the Tigers, was 5-6 with 3.18 ERA. He'll come in here and eat up some innings. It'll be Tommy Harper. Actually, not Tommy Harper, Carlton Fisk. That's right, Carlton Fisk. 66, double into 8 is a double. Boston is just teeing off today. Reggie Smith, 5'10", catcher's card. 4E8, pass ball. If you want to buy World Series stocks in each league, as far as teams just outside the timeline who didn't find that success, I'd go Boston in the American League. And my sleeper in the National League is Atlanta, because Boston and Atlanta have ridiculous offenses. But in a 4-year cycle, you can pick and choose amongst pitchers to get a capable pitching staff. So though Boston and Atlanta did not show any playoff glory in this era, they'd be your, I guess, your buy low pick for World Series. Petrucelli, 3-6 again for Petrucelli. Same thing. Homer 1-12, rolls a 7. 2-run homer, Rico Petrucelli. What down card? You've been telling people I've got a down card, and Petrucelli blasts 2 2-run homers on opening day. I guess it's not a down card after all. Oddly enough, 3-6 is an automatic home run in his 69 card, which is kind of a weird coincidence there. Tony Conigliaro, 6'10", third X. Clete Boyer, 1E24. Oh, an error. So everything we talked about the Tigers, Brinkman gave up a single, and Boyer gave up an error. Joe Coleman got tagged. It's the opening day to forget, but only counts as 1 in the loss column. Larry Stahl, 49s, grounds a second. With 2 outs, John Kennedy, 54, center field. 12-2 Boston in the 6th. Al Kaline, 6'11", left X. Harper's a 2E8 in left field. Gives up a single, though. Norm Cash, 5'11", short X. This is Mr. Petrucelli, a 3E24. And that is a double play right there. By the way, just a little refresher on the result box. A parenthesis on the result indicates that the E rating was rolled. So that meaning that the E24 did its job more than the fielding rating. If you don't see a parenthesis on a GBA, it means that the fielding rating was rolled. And either way, we got a double play here. 2 outs, Gates Brown, 1-6 single. Clete Boyer, 68 center. All right, second inning for Slayback. It'll be Mike Andrews, 48 single. I'll try and pick this up a little bit since it's kind of a nasty game. 5-12 first C. Runner at second for Harper, 49 center. Carlton Fisk, 57 is K. Seabrook, I'll give you 7 on opening day, and then turn it over to the bullpen. Stevenson, 43, left X. This is, again, the 2E8 of Harper. Not having a great day. 1 catch, 1 single, and 1 error thus far. 2 base error on Tommy Harper. Mickey Stanley, 46, is a single. Runners on the corners for Ed Brinkman. 47 is a K. Runners on the corners for Mcauliffe. 2-4 is a 4. 6-3 double play, adding on insult to injury and all that nonsense. Stretch time at Fenway Park. We are listening to the Standells, Dirty Water LP, 1966. Sometimes good guys don't wear white. Is what we're listening to here. Bottom of the 7th. Slayback gave you a couple innings on opening day. Let's turn to Steve Keeley now on the 7th. Steve Keeley to Reggie Smith. 2-8 is a base hit. Rico Petrucelli. 2-9 is a ground ball to short B. Batting for Conigliaro. We're just going to start rotating some guys in. We're going to put Angel Bravo will be the pinch hitter here. 43, pitcher X. Keeley's an E38. That's not any good. He gets a cheap single. First and second for Larry Stahl. Stahl, 39. His single 1 of 14. Another base hit. They are loaded for John Kennedy. 56 for Kennedy is a sac fly to left field. And with 2 outs, it's Mike Andrews. Batting for him, though, just to rotate more stock. Doug Griffin will be the new second baseman. He will bat for Andrews to get some work on opening day. 68. Double 1 of 5 is a single dot. That'll score a run. Runners on the corners in a 14-2 game for Yastrzemski. 1-5-4. Carl Yastrzemski. Finally, let's take a look at the card. My goodness, and he's leading off. It's just want to see him. Can't wait till the 4th batter of the inning. I gotta look at Carl immediately. My goodness. Start with the best, and then after that, you know. So there it is. 1-5 gone. 3-run bomb here in the opening day Tiger Massacre. And the Boston Red Sox are sending a message to the rest of baseball. It's being heard very loudly. Tommy Harper. 2-7 is a K. All right. Fisk is going to come out of the game, and Jerry Moses will come in to catch as the bench completely empties now. My goodness. Sonny Siebert leaves the game as well after 7 quality innings. And John Curtis will make his Red Sox debut in the bullpen. Curtis in 72 was 11-8 as a starter in 154 innings, 3.74 ERA. He's your long man in this configuration. So it'll be, actually they're gonna, Northrop will lead off. 5-11, short X, and the 3 at short makes the play. Al Kaline, 2-5, homer 1-2, double is a double. Norm Cash, 64, catcher's card off of the new catcher, Jerry Moses. Jerry Moses, a 4.16, he's got a -2 arm. 4 catcher, that's a wild pitch. Runner goes to third with 2 outs. Against the lefty, Gates Brown will leave and enter Willie Horton. Willie Horton, 2-5 is a base at the center field, and the Tigers get themselves a run here in the 8th. Clete Boyer. Clete Boyer, 65, bounces to short. Is Petrucelli still there? Makes the play. I think we'll put Freehand in as well. My goodness. Bottom of the 8th, Steve Keeley will continue. Jerry Moses leads off for Boston. 5-10. Center X. Mickey Stanley, a 1-5 in center field. Are you kidding me? A 2-base arrow, Mickey Stanley. What type of horrific nonsense is this today? Just an absolute destruction of the Detroit Tigers on opening day from every angle possible. The one bright spot for the Tigers is that you don't have any season-ending injuries, and because there's no such thing in the way I play Strat-O-Matic. There have been no injuries, and if you get injured, you only leave the game and come back the next day. So, my goodness. What a horrific bunch of nonsense in Fenway Park today, folks. Reggie Smith, 55, flies left. Rico Petrucelli, 35 for Rico Petrucelli, number 3 of the day and your current American League most valuable player. 2-run blast. It is 19-3. Little League Baseball from Fenway. Angel Bravo, 66, second X. Oh, Mcauliffe, it's a 2E13. Please don't get on. There we go. Feel the pity here. And 2 outs, Larry Stahl. Every Red Sox player has played, and every Red Sox player, including the 3 guys on the bench, have all scored. The starters have all scored, except Reggie Smith didn't technically score. He got 2 hits and an RBI. He didn't score. 11 Red Sox have scored runs in this game. Larry Stahl, 1-5, flies to right. My goodness, please. the end of this video, we'll look at the batting average and hits and all that. It's going to be ridiculous. All right, Curtis will leave after an inning. And in the 9th inning, Bobby Bolin will come in. The veteran reliever had a rough patch in the late 60s, but he's back here with his 73 card. It's pretty good. He'll face new catcher Bill Freehan, 53, right X. This is, the new right fielder is, no, it's the same right fielder. Stalls, a 3-4 in right field, makes the catch. Well, at least every hitter is going to play. Mickey Stanley. Hit 5'10" for Stanley. It's catcher's card. This is the 4 catcher, fastball. And then batting for Ed Brinkman will be the last player. Woody Woodward coming off the bench for the Tigers to get a bat. 69 is a pop to first base. The debacle is over. The destruction of the Detroit Tigers, the embarrassment on opening day has occurred. The seismic shift in the World Series pecking order as the Tigers, humiliated here, look like they're very far away from getting back to World Series. The damage is only 0-1 in the series, and this is a best of 5. So the Tigers could rip off 3 straight wins and win the series by 2 games for all we know. But let's finish this box one thing at a time. Bolin pitched an inning. Curtis took 2 hits, and that run, we'll call it an earned run. Sonny Siebert gets the opening day victory, 7 hits and 2 runs in the first inning, and when everything was looking good for Detroit. Then they got outscored 19-1. A walk and 2 strikeouts. All right, Keeley in his innings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, 7 runs. 6 are earned. Yeah. A strikeout. My goodness. And 2 innings for William Slayback. You got 2 hits and 2 runs. A 3rd hit. And a strikeout. And Joe Coleman's dismal 4 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 hits. My goodness. And 10 runs. And oh boy, I got some bad news for you, Joe. They're all earned. That's not going to look good in your Cy Young resume for 2022. And you know, he was magnificent last year, and don't want to put a lot out there, but sometimes year to year, you average the 2 years together, and it's more of an indicator of how good you are. And he was Cy Young last year, and he's just sighing right now. 5 walks, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts. 5 strikeouts for Coleman. My goodness. 1009, 0108, 1921, 39. 1921, 39, 1257. Tigers put 10 players on base. Boston put 26 guys on base on opening day. My oh my, folks. If you had watched the draft results videos that preceded this opening day series, we talked about how Boston was just constantly doing the right thing. Never conceded for a moment that they might not be the best team in the East, with the Reds, with the Yankees and the Orioles also boasting great drafts. So the Tigers, so they hit 257 for that game with their ERA of 20.25 in the year 2025. And Boston, of course, well, they're starting the year with a 467 team batting average, an ERA of 3. So after the Mets series and this series, we've played 6 games, and the early returns say offense, offense, offense. And that's how it usually starts, folks. It starts with great offense, and then eventually the pitching catches up. Mostly because as the year goes on, we started eliminating teams. The teams that get eliminated have bad pitching. I'm not going to call Coleman that, but I'm just saying overall, you get more teams with bad pitching eliminated. Right now, it's simply you just got 4 teams who can all hit. So the league's hitting 3 for the league. After 6 games, 3.14 batting average and a 6.14 team ERA. That's it tonight from opening day in Boston. Thanks for checking it out. We'll see you next time.